Hi, I'm Preston Rutherford. If you're like me, a college student, me being a freshman, you find yourself troubled when it comes to finding motivation in your day-to-day work. You grind and you grind and you grind, doing homework, you're staying up late at night studying for exams. You grind all day going to class after class. You come back, you work again. Where is the motivation? Well, the motivation that you have to set for yourself is that there is a goal that you have set that you are trying to reach. And it takes this hard work and dedication to reach that goal. What is that goal exactly? Well, for me, that goal, of course, is a diploma and the fact that I can be something that I can't even imagine me being in my current state. Now, why would you want to try to achieve something that just seems unreachable? Well, because if you limit yourself to something that you can envision today, then what have you really accomplished? You're still in the same place as you were before. The greatest achievements in mankind, and by the greatest people of all time, have come out of unexpected happenstance from hardworking individuals. When you look at someone like Steve Jobs, this is a failing undergrad who is who has no future, and he decides to go out on a limb and try to achieve something that absolutely nobody thought was possible, and nobody has even really ever come close at the time of his invention had ever even considered as possible. And so, and what does he do? He goes from a failing undergrad to a multi-billionaire. That's just a small example. But see, the way to find that goal, that motivation, to get you out of bed in the morning, to get you into class, to get you to finish that assignment, to get you to stay up to 3 a.m. to study for that exam that you have the next day. That motivation has to be something that you decide for yourself is the greatest achievement that you can possibly make plus one. So, for an example, I'm an engineer. So, or I'm an engineering student. I'm not currently an engineer. I am working as an intern for a reconstruction company, but I have not graduated yet. I do not have a degree. I do not have a professional license in engineering. That is one goal that I can say I want. But that is not the highest goal that I can make. Being a engineer making a six-digit salary, that's a good goal to have. But see, the problem is once you achieve that, then where do you go? You go nowhere. It's it. You're done. Then you need some new motivation or your work will suffer. So you need to set a goal that is almost impossible to reach. Something that if you reach it, it would be hard pressed to find anything to elapse that. So for myself, being an engineering student, I can think to myself, what if I achieve something that affects the world on such a grand scale that I individually impact the lives of millions for the better with my work? How I do this? Personally, I don't really know, but that's my goal. And and see, by doing that, if I get to the point where I'm making six digits, maybe seven, maybe eight, monetarily it doesn't matter. If I haven't impacted the lives of millions with my work, I haven't achieved my goal. And it gives me the motivation to keep working. This is just an example that I bring, but you can see in that what I'm referring to when I say a almost impossible goal to reach. Not impossible per se, but let's say impractical. That's probably a better word. The impracticality is grand, but it's not impossible. Seemingly impossible, but not impossible. We can achieve anything. This has been proven time and time again by great inventors in the past, great entrepreneurs, great philanthropists in the past. We know that nothing is impossible, just impractical. This is what you also have to um, do with yourself in your life. You have to tell yourself that this isn't impossible. Yeah, my odds are long, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. So this is something you have to do. You have no choice in this matter. You have to set a goal, and you have to set an impractical goal, because you can set little insignificant, very practical goals that step by step lead you to your eventual main impracticality. But that huge main goal that you have an almost infinitely um, small chance of achieving has to be in place, or else you will eventually run out of motivation. And the second you run out of motivation is the second you no longer mean anything, mainly in your day-to-day lifestyle, but it can also affect those around you with no motivation. Because without motivation, why even get out of bed in the morning? You don't. What's the point? I mean, little parts of your life can feed off of having this greater goal that you set. This is something you have no choice. You have to do this. I tell you this as a 18-year-old freshman in college, because I've come to realize that I need motivation to do work. In fact, me talking to you today took motivation. I could have said, "No, I'm going to blow this off. I don't need this. I don't need to really do this. I don't need to explain anything to you all." But then where does that leave me? That leaves me in a worse situation, first of all. But secondly, it hurts my bottom line getting to this infinite goal that I have set of impacting the lives of millions. What I've said today has impacted those of you in the audience. For me, that's a step. I'm trying to impact lives. So I'm telling you what you have to do. You have to have a goal that is by all means difficult to reach, near impossible. But by doing so, you give the rest of your life a purpose. You give the rest of your life meaning to get out of the bed in the morning. Thank you. Thank you for your time.